Hello, everyone. This is the most magnificent bird, Beak, speaking to you today. And in today's video, I'm back at it with another character review. And this character review is going to be on Gold Mythic Leprechaun Abraham. And not only will I be going over the character in this character review, but we'll also briefly be going over the brand new Pot of Gold event. Yeah, I believe that's what the event is called. And, we'll go over that as well. And before we get started, I hope all of you are doing good and staying safe out there. I'm doing alright, and I'm staying safe for the most part. And just to let you guys know that right now, currently, I have this one video that I'm uploading to YouTube right now. And it's a pretty long video. I'm hoping to have it, on YouTube on Sunday. But I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know if it will be on there Sunday. I would like to have it on YouTube on Sunday, but I don't know. I've had to re-upload it once already because it's so long. So, I don't know. There's a certain video that's coming. I would like for it to be Sunday, but I don't know if it will be Sunday. But enough of me just babbling on and on. I don't think we should waste any more time. I think we should jump into the calendar review. I think we should jump into the character review, shall we? Leprechaun Abraham, Holiday Heroes. Let's take a look at Leprechaun Abraham's stats. His attack stat is 21,563. His defense is 11,032. And his HP is 17,551. His trait is strong. His role is a damage dealer, and his allegiance is a member of the Holiday Heroes. Man, there's about 1 billion Holiday Hero tunes, aren't there? A lot of them. But it makes sense. They are holiday-themed characters, so let's take a look at his adrenaline rush. Taking more. The recharge rate is 66 AP. Make a critical attack against an enemy for 300% damage. Deal 5% of this character's attack stat as maim damage. To a random enemy, 5% maim damage for each enemy with bonus HP. I like the adrenaline rush. It's not doing crazy amounts of damage, but the part that I like is the maim damage. And, considering that Leprechaun Abraham is a free-to-play event, the fact that he's a free-to-play tune in this event, he's not the worst character out there. No, there's definitely worse characters than Leprechaun Abraham for sure, but there definitely have been better tunes. I think he's somewhere in the middle. Potentially, who can you team him up with in the Holiday Heroes? Maybe Carl? Who else could potentially be pretty good? I'm not sure because I don't really have a Holiday Heroes team built together. So I'm like kind of in the dark on that one. Maybe potentially him and Carl could team up and that might be okay together. So yeah, you know, we'll get to his weapon and all of that, but I don't think his adrenaline rush is that bad. It could be better, it could be worse for sure. And I really like the last part, the maim damage for each enemy with bonus HP. That part I think is like probably the best part of his adrenaline rush right now, because there's so many defensive teams with bonus HP and it's ridiculous, and that maim damage is going to be able to bypass that bonus HP, so that's going to be really good. Now let's take a look at his signature move, Lucky Bruising. Initial cooldown turn 1, cooldown 2 turns, number of uses unlimited. 3 random Holiday Heroes Allegiance teammates get elusive for 2 turns. Make a critical attack against an enemy for 350% damage. 25% chance to make an additional critical attack. Okay, so if you do have a team that involves at least 3 of the Holiday Hero teammates, those 3 teammates are going to get elusive, and I think that's actually pretty good, because, you know, that's going to stop the opposing team from getting AP if they hit those tunes with the elusive, and that's not too bad at all. But the only downside to that is if you don't have a team with any Holiday Heroes teammates other than Abraham, he's going to be the only one to get that elusive. So there's both a good and bad to that for sure. And the fact that he's going to do a little bit more damage on his signature move, I actually like that. Sure, it's not a whole bunch of damage, but I mean, I've seen better adrenaline. I mean, I've seen better signature moves and I've seen worse signature moves, so I don't think he's that bad at all. And I really like his get up, you know, for sure. So let's take a look at Leprechaun Abraham's mythic abilities. Agility, 20% increase in basic attack damage. Obviously, every damage dealer needs that, so yeah, I would definitely recommend leveling that up for sure. Holiday Brawl. When performing a critical hit, 100% chance this character gets plus 20% attack for each Holiday Heroes Allegiance teammate for 2 turns. That's actually pretty good, especially if you have a whole team of the Holiday Heroes Allegiance. So that's 100% attack if that whole team is Holiday Heroes Allegiance. And it doesn't matter, you know, it doesn't matter which Holiday Heroes Allegiance teammates they are. As long as that whole team is of that allegiance, he's going to get 100% attack. So I think, isn't Ivanova? Yeah, she's a Holiday Heroes. I do believe so. So maybe Abraham, Carl, and Ivanova could maybe work together on a team. I could see that potentially working, possibly. So that would be 60% attack if you were to have those 3 on a team, and that wouldn't be a bad attack stat at all. You know, that actually would not be that bad. Double Pint. When this character performs their specialist skill, 100% chance one other teammate recovers from all penalties. Potentially this can be really good, because like, what if you have, okay, what if it comes down to Abraham and, I don't know, say Ghost or Michonne 2000 or Kenny, somebody like that, someone that can hit harder than Abraham, and they have infection or stun or something like that. if you have this, you know, if you have Abraham hit that specialist, you know, there's, you know, if he hits his specialist skill, then that other damage dealer is going to be cleansed of potentially infection, stun, or whatever. And that's going to be really good depending on whatever situation you're in. I don't think that's too bad, honestly. Drunken Beaten. This character gets 50% attack against dazed enemies. This is going to be really good due to what we're going to talk about next. And that is a part of his specialist skill, so we'll talk about that here in a minute. But yeah, I think that's really good. That's just giving him a little bit more attack. That's like compensating for his 300% damage on his adrenaline rush, and depending on the situations you're in, that 50% attack can be really good. Now let's talk about his specialist skill, Head Cracker. When this character performs a critical attack on a target, that target will be dazed for 2 turns, and this character recovers from all penalties. This is going to be really good. That's where the Drunken Beaten comes in due to his specialist skill, because whenever Abraham performs a critical attack, that target is going to be dazed for 2 turns. And what that means is that target can't use their signature move for those 2 turns, and that potentially could go on a really good tune that has a really good signature move. So that's going to be really good for dealing with that. And plus, Abraham will recover most stuff. I think he's going to recover pretty much almost everything except for stun. Obviously, if he's stunned, I don't know if he's going to be able to recover that, but pretty much impair, infection, just about anything that can hurt him, he's going to be able to recover that, and that's going to be very nice. Now let's take a look at his weapon. Leprechaun, Abraham's Lucky Launcher. I gotta admit, I love the innovation of his weapon for sure. It has 40% attack, a huge bonus to AP when attacking, improved splash damage when attacking, a better chance to attack all enemies adjacent to the target for 150% damage, 1535. Give 15% attack and 35 crit to this character and all adjacent teammates. Now, I really like the weapon. The only thing I potentially don't like about it, the way his kit is, the 40% attack is pretty good. The huge bonus to AP when attacking, I like that. And 1535, I definitely love that, because I won't have to craft it now. If I was to get this character, it's already on the weapon. The only potential thing I might change about this weapon is the improved splash damage, maybe in favor of healing stun. But I don't think improved splash damage is terrible, though. I actually kind of like it because it is off trait, and I don't think many strong characters have that. So if there's a third special, if you don't want to go for healing stun, you know, I would just go all out on the attack. Someone like me, I don't know. I would have to think about it personally, but you can't go wrong with improved splash damage or healing stun for Abraham, honestly. I think both could work very well for him, for sure. And I like the innovation of his weapon, for sure. He's getting very creative, definitely. And I gotta say, Leprechaun Abraham, he's a very, very lucky man. And, ooh, who's that in the background? Oh, yeah. Yeah, like I say, the man, he's lucky. And honestly, I don't think he's a terrible toon at all. Considering that he's a free-to-play toon, he might be worth going for. And I really like his get-up. And that pretty much does it for the character review. So let's quickly go over the gold pot event, or the pot of gold event, or whatever it's called. So as you can see in front of me, we have Abraham, and he's going to cost 2,000 clovers. So that means to get all 5 copies of him, you're going to need 10,000 4-leaf clovers exactly to get him. So he wouldn't be a bad pickup, honestly. Now let's take a look at the St. Patty's Glock. Okay, 35% attack, a huge bonus to AP when attacking, bleeding when being attacked, a better chance to cause 4.5% of this character's attack stat in damage bleeding for 4 turns to the enemy, improved pain spread when attacking, spread 1 negative status to an adjacent enemy for 2 turns, does not include infection. I mean, I like the look of the weapon, but honestly, I mean, if you can get the weapon, and if you think you have someone that you can put this weapon on, sure, why not go for it? But honestly, I don't know if I'm going to get the weapon. I would maybe change that 3rd slot. That's, you know, I don't know what you could change it to, but I'm sure there's something better. But I don't know. I'm not sure. But, you know, let me know if you guys are going to go for that weapon. I'm not sure if I'm going for it or not. Now, let's take a look at the St. Patty's Day Walker. Yeah, this is actually a pretty good avatar. And it's 5,000. I mean, you know, if you're really into the avatars, it would definitely be worth a pickup. But I would see, you know, if you can get the character or weapon first before you would the avatar. I think the character and the weapon long term is going to be a lot more important than an avatar. So it depends. If you're into the avatars, I would go for it. Or I would just hold off and see what you can get with the 4-leaf clovers. And we have some random Paragon mods. That's 200, so that would be 1,000 of them for all 5 of them. And who knows, you potentially could get some really good Paragon mods. Some really bad ones or some really good ones. They are random, but if you have any clovers left over, this wouldn't be a bad item to go ahead and try to get. And then we have some bennies, we have some trainers, we have some silver choice tokens, some gear medals, military supplies, armory tokens, and here we go, we have some Jesus 2,000 shards, Brutus shards, and Clem shards. And for whatever reason, if you didn't get any of these 3 characters, you know, this might be the opportunity to pick up one of these 3 characters. Who I would recommend probably going for, if you don't have her, is Clem. I don't think she's a bad toon at all, and plus she's a pretty good leader right now. You know, for whatever reason, if you don't have any of these, earlier, you know, when Brutus was first new, I was hyping him up. He's not terrible, but he isn't as good as he was hyped up to be. I would say Clem overall is probably going to be the better option. Well, maybe not. I mean, she's going to be the better option between her and Brutus. But I think probably the definitive choice might be Jesus 2,000 shards if somehow you missed out on any of these 3. But I don't need any of these 3 because I already have all 3 of them. So the character I'm definitely going to be going for is Leprechaun, Abraham for sure. I don't know if I'm gonna try to get the weapon or the avatar, but my number one priority is definitely the character, because I don't think he's too bad, and I think his weapon is near perfect, almost. There's not a lot to change about it, honestly. And finally, we have an event where we can go for a character. It's about dang time, Scopely. It's definitely about time. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys for today. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by and for your continued support, or if you're new, welcome in for the first time. And what are your thoughts on Gold Mythic Leprechaun Abraham? And what are your thoughts on the new Pot of Gold event? Let me know down in the comments down below. Or if you're new, welcome in for the first time. All of you are very awesome, and I thank you again. And don't forget to hit the bell and switch on all notifications so you know the second I upload to YouTube. I am Beak, and I'm gonna go fly away back to my nest. Until next time, bye guys.